Hi, everyone. My name is John DePietro.
And I'm Bob Zagami with the Camper Report Show.
And on this Camp Report show, Bob, we've heard about truck camping, we've heard about car camping. Today, we do a world premiere on a brand new type of camping that is sweeping the country. It's called bike camping. And we are going to show you two world-class bike campers, and you'll know all about it.
It's different. I'm not sure it's up my alley, but
It's not up
supposed to
mine.
get your exercise while you're going back and forth to the campground. That's pretty good.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, we're going to introduce a lot of people to somebody we know very well, Uncle Bernie Culleton, who has just been named brand ambassador at Campers in RV for all of their dealerships. And we're going to catch him before he hops on a plane and goes down to the FRVA convention, which is formerly the FMCA convention in Georgia.
There we go. So he's
Right.
heading to Georgia. He's heading south. We're heading north. You're staying put. But
Right.
either way, you know what? We find all this news out. How do we find this news out?
With RV Business, Rick Kessler, and with Ben Quiggle at Woodall's Campground Magazine.
There we,
Couldn't do the show without them.
there we go. So stay with us, folks. We have a great show and a great show. The name of the great show, what is it once again?
The Camper Report Show.
Stay with us, everyone.
Attention all RVers. Say goodbye to roof worries and hello to worry-free travel with RV Roof Magic. This revolutionary liquid butyl roof coating is specially formulated to protect your RV from the elements to extend its lifespan and prevent leaks. With simple application and outstanding results, RV Roof Magic is the go-to choice for RV owners seeking superior roof protection. Don't let roof maintenance issues hold you back. RV Roof Magic is the only liquid butyl rubber in the world that offers a one-coat, no primer coverage and a 10-year warranty. Visit rvroofmagic.com/RVLife and extend your roof another 18 to 20 years.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the Camp Report Show. My name is John DePietro. Bob Zagami is joining me, and we have some interesting news of the week. We have some personnel news, and we have some news about organizations that are having events this week. And our personnel news, not personal news, but our personnel news, I guess it is personal because we know this guy, William Hill. Don't
Very,
call me
very
Bill.
well.
Don't
Uh,
call me Bill.
that's
But
William. Right?
he has a brand new job at director of sales at a brand new company, but he's staying within the truck camper industry. And as I sit here at a campground in West Palm, I'm looking out at one, two, three truck campers. So it's growing. Talk about William's new gig.
Yeah, we've known William back to over 20 years, back to his days at Lance Camper. Because they're the number one provider of truck campers in the industry. Uh, he is he works for Bontrager Outdoors in the middle, and now he's come back to his niche. And Soaring Eagle is a phenomenal company. One of the founding partners was Scott Tuttle, who had invented the aluminum substructure of Living Light travel trailers, and he's taken that to the truck campers. And we have a friend of ours up here in New England, Tim Christensen, who sells the Soaring Eagles, and he can't keep them on the lot. They'll come in on a truck, usually three on a truck or four, and the word gets out, and they're gone. But Williams the perfect job as Soaring Eagle is now ready to grow, establish a stronger dealer network.
Yep.
And you cannot have a better person in the industry. He's very well respected by all the people in the industry, and he works the show real hard, and he sells them right off the show floor.
Yep. And I remember we bumped into him in Elkhart where he was setting up a display out at open house dealers. But he's
Yeah,
also spent time as a sales manager at a dealership. So he knows the business from the manufacturing end as well as the retail end. So we want to wish William best in his new endeavor. And
he's a
speaking of,
great guy. He'll do really well there.
yep, we want to wish people well. Our friends at RVWA, which is the RV Women's Alliance, which ironically you and I can both be members of. Now,
Right.
I don't know if we can play on their golf team because of all the new legislation that's so topical, but they've got a golf tournament and they're going to raise some money for a scholarship. Talk about that.
Yeah, they formed a charitable foundation, which is a 501c3 nonprofit, and they're launching it this year with a charitable foundation golf tournament for people primarily in the Elkhart area or people that might want to fly in. And this is to help fund a lot of the charitable initiatives that they're going to be doing. But the RBWA continues to grow and expand their offering on the programs, and this is going to allow them to get a little bit outside the RV industry itself to recruit and bring more women into the industry. They've done a fantastic job of serving the women of the industry and giving
That are,
them a
that are already
platform,
here.
right, to advance and empower. Major corporations have signed on to it. They're fully supportive, so they've established a bedrock foundation that is going to allow them to continue to grow and empower people, provide education. And again, this is another area where during the golf tournament, they can network with management, senior level management at many of these companies. So they're not doing anything wrong. They haven't done anything wrong since they formed the association. And
Our
you're going
friend
to hear a
Susan
lot
Carpenter.
more from them on the outside there. The key tenets are educate, elevate, and promote. And they certainly have done that in their 5+ years of providing these types of services to women in the industry.
So best wishes to our friend Susan Carpenter. And we go from RVWA to RVIA, and they're out in Phoenix having their leadership meeting. And you know what? This time of year, it's important because we're kind of on a cycle where we've got to start getting things back rolling again. And these leadership meetings can be very integral in getting the system rolling.
Yep. And it's always a good time to go to a warm climate, and they're playing some golf out there also, and they have some networking and exploration type initiatives. A lot of keynote speakers, a lot of workshops, and what this does, it blends the current senior management teams across the industry, different types of, whether it be campground, whether it be RV dealers, whether it be RV manufacturers, with the next generation coming up. So they get a chance to mentor the younger generation, and it gives the younger generation access to the people that they're going to need to build their career, to keep building upon their career in the RV industry.
And
And our
there,
good Rick Kessler from RV Business is out there covering that particular conference.
yep. And there's no question now that in this stage of the economy, the new generation, as it takes over, needs to needs to be fully vested with the older generation because they have technical capabilities. They have, what am I trying to say? They
I don't
know
know.
how to do things electronically without having to drive places. They know how to network. They know how to, they use technology better than their predecessors because it
Right,
didn't exist
right.
then. So,
It's not just meeting somebody at a meeting, shaking
right,
hands, and not seeing them again for
right.
12 months.
Yep.
This is meet them, greet them, communicate with them after you leave here on the questions that you have, or if you need to have something else that you want to do in particular for your company or your products.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly right. So with that being said, the meetings this year are probably more important than ever. So
Right.
there's a wrap on our news segment, and we've got a great show, two great interviews, and you'll be able to
As
see it
always,
all right here. Whereabouts, Mr. Zagami?
on the Camper Report Show.
Stay with us, everybody. Everybody, welcome back to the Camper Report Show. We are in Central Florida. We are at a beautiful campground, Florida State Campground. And you know, one of the cool things about RVing is you meet the coolest RVers. And here we are. We're right over there, and nearby are a couple of new campers that just pulled in, and they are
Andre
and
Joe.
Okay, I'm trying to get this to focus back out. Come on, here we go. Oh, there we go. There we go. So, Andre, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't see an RV here. What's going on?
Yeah,
It's a campground.
we're cruising around on our bicycles. It's got everything we need.
Okay, so you guys are part of the new breed of campers where you're on bikes and tents.
Yep.
And you showed us inside the tent before. It's about 55 degrees right now. Joe, you think you're going to make it through the night?
Yeah, I think so. My bag's rated to 20 degrees, and I have a liner inside the bag, so I can probably do like 10 degrees and be okay.
Oi, that's what I think that's
we'll
what they
make it
say
that
up in
far.
New York. So you travel by bike, and part of this tour, I mean, you said you were from North Carolina,
Yeah,
but you started this tour in Key West.
right.
How long ago?
This is day 10, so 10 days ago.
Day 10. And they're not electric bikes.
Nope.
The electricity is in the food that you have
Yeah, exactly.
in the morning. Do you eat all those granola bars and stuff like that, or do you periodically stop at Chick-fil-A and Popeyes?
Oh, today is actually our pay for dinner day. We do one once a week on Thursdays. Stoked for a burger right now.
Oh, a burger. Okay. So, what do you do for mileage a day, Joe? I know it would depend.
The goal mileage is 50 a day, and we've been working our way up to that. The first day was like 41 miles, and then we've done some shorter days. Yesterday we did 75, and then today we did 50. So
Okay.
we're meeting our goal.
And wind can be your friend or your enemy, right?
That's right.
From that perspective, how do you deal with the wind? I mean, I know you have to, but
Yeah, I mean, you kind of just take it as it comes. Today we had a headwind all day of I think up to like 18 miles an hour, which was rough. But then yesterday for our 75-mile day, we had a tailwind all day. And the tailwind is the real unsung hero because you can't really tell and you're just cruising effortlessly. And then the headwind, you're just cussing its existence the whole time.
So tonight you're in a campground, but you said not every night are you in a campground. You're a wide variety of accommodations.
Absolutely.
Give us some of that variety that you're talking about.
Yeah, we've we stayed out front of churches. They've been very accommodating. They just let us tent out on the lawn. We've done the warm showers thing a lot where people let us stay over, and then we did one night of stealth camping under a radio tower.
A radio tower.
It worked out great.
Did you feel like you were getting any of those rays through your body?
We slept great.
Looked like it. I looked up and saw these neon green lights looking down at me all night.
Yeah. Now you said this warm shower thing. It sounds like it kind of be like a Boondocker's Welcome thing, where you just pull into somebody's yard, or it's more than that though.
Yeah,
Tell me what you mean by that.
It's kind of like couch surfing, but more geared towards cyclists. So like a lot of people cycle tour, but you know, they have houses that they live in when they're not on tour, and they know how it is to be on tour with your bike. So they like open their house up for other cycle tours to stay at, and they're just incredibly sweet. They'll often let you in their like guest room or pitch a tent in their yard, and they'll feed you dinner if they feel like it. And it's just, you know, you show up to a stranger's house to spend the night and you end up hanging out with some friends.
Yeah.
wild.
Well, you don't show up at orange jumpsuits on with the DOC on the back of your jersey, right? No. So the interesting thing is normally your bikes are standing up, but you need to improvise because you had told me moments ago that you've got a gravel surface here and you can't stake it down,
Right.
the tent down. So you're using your bikes as your anchor.
That's right.
Any other improv things that you've had to do so far on this journey?
I mean, this one is less interesting, but I smashed my my bike bag and snapped the little wire here. I just had to sit down and tie it where it broke and have a shorter wire and keep keep on keeping on. As your gear falls apart, make it work.
I improvised the ground sheet there because I didn't realize that this tent didn't have like 2 floor sections, so I just bought some like heavy duty
Plastic.
painter's tarp. Yeah,
Plastic
put it
there.
down and it
Yeah.
looks great.
So is that translucent that that light will come through it?
Oh, yes.
We'll be there. Okay. What would you say to other people that have adventure somewhere in their mind but haven't yet had the guts? Is that the
Right.
right word?
Yeah.
To do
Well,
it.
To quote Shia LaBeouf, don't let your dreams be dreams. There's lots of excuses to not do something, but the real key is to find excuses to do the things you really want to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about RVers, because you're in a campground, and I know since you've been here for just a few minutes, you've had several people come up to you and introduce themselves and say you need water or that type of thing, right?
Yeah. RVers are like, I feel like they're really similar to us, but they just enjoy their creature comforts a little bit more. You know, they travel, they see all kinds of new things, and then, you know, they check into their comfortable home at night. I live in a van full time when I'm not cycling, and so it's like a mini RV basically.
Yeah.
It's,
The one question that everybody wants me to ask when I see people on the road for long periods of time, what about revenue? How do you support yourselves?
I'm a rock climbing guide, which is why I have 4 months in the off season to spend all the money that I made during the season.
So you teach people how to climb rocks, or you climb?
Yeah, I do a combination of teach people how to climb the rocks, so I, you know, teach myself into obsolescence, or people who just want to climb to the top of the rock and they don't know how, so they pay me to take them up.
Okay. How about you, Joe?
I train dogs and I take them out on adventure days. It's just like 3 hours of hiking where the dogs get to run around and play. That's a lot of fun. It's pretty good money. Once I'm not like full into it yet, but I have a lot of savings from my last job where I was a camp counselor. So
Okay.
those are keeping me going.
Is the 9 to 5 in your genes anywhere? Living in a house, 9 to 5, off the road.
And if I end up with kids, it'll have to be.
Yeah. Certainly in my future, I would like to settle down and
Oh.
chill out.
How old are you guys?
I'm 28.
I'm 28 as well.
28.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You all went through college and all that other stuff.
Yep.
Did all that stuff. Your friends think you're crazy, or they say, "I'd love to do what you do, but ain't done it yet."
Mostly the latter.
Yeah, same here. Yeah,
Yeah.
most of them
Probably
are
one
jealous.
generation ago, they would have all thought you were nuts.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, remote working and that type of thing, totally different.
Oh yeah.
Totally
it's a new
different
age.
thing. Yep. So tonight's your burger night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So the rest of the week is what? The dried foods, nuts, and
Yeah, ramen with peanut butter.
Okay.
Lunch is always tortillas with peanut butter.
yeah. You're not picking.
And honey,
too.
yeah.
You're not picking snakes up off the road or any of that stuff. You're not killing. You're not going out and killing food.
Not yet.
No. Yeah. And your goal is to get back to Durham, North Carolina.
That's the ticket.
How many days more you think that'll take you?
Oh man, hoping for probably another 2 weeks ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how about really bad weather? What do you do then? I mean,
The
torrential
plan,
rain.
if there's torrential rain, is pull over and hang out under a roof and take a rest. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be able to stay above our goal mileage enough that we can
Oh,
tank
give you
something
some
like that,
time.
no problem.
Cool. Hey, we want to thank you so much for joining us here on the Camp Report Show. One thing about RVing and camping is that all different. Joe, look at just as we look around here, you've got probably a 30-foot travel trailer right there. You got a diesel pusher right over there. You've got people camping right there, and guy loves a camera. Guy loves a camera. And there you got people working out of a van, retired people from Canada. So we want to thank you for joining us here on the Camp Report Show.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Into the wind.
All right, welcome back to the Camper Report Show, everyone. And today we have a special guest. Of course, all of our guests are special, but Uncle Bernie Cullen from Campers in RV. And Bernie, welcome to the show. you've been a busy man lately. Why don't you tell us some of the good news that's coming out of Campers Inn for you?
All right, very good. And thank you, Bob, for having me on the Camper Report show. This is so exciting. I'm kind of, getting on the big leagues here. And thank you so much for inviting me on the show. We spend a lot of time on other shows, and today we're on yours. So, yeah, so Campers Inn has just given me somewhat of a promotion, right? They made me brand ambassador for the company, which I'm so excited about. I'm traveling all over the place. I've been to several RV shows in Davenport and Raleigh, and now I'm going to Perry, Georgia this coming week, which is so exciting. But yeah, I'll be meeting up with manufacturers and customers, people from the FRVA. I'm so excited to do this job and be that hand that reaches out from Campers Inn out to the public.
Well, you're hitting the big leagues, and you're introducing it on one of the most popular RV shows on the internet today, the Camper Report Show, which is part of the RV Life Network. And I've been to many. It's now the Family RV Association, but for years it was Family Motor Coach Association, founded in 1963, actually in Hinckley, Maine, right up here in New England,
Oh, wow.
where they started the association. And this is their 110th annual convention. And the reason for that is for a long time, they did two international conventions at one time. And I've written for the magazine. I know the people down there, and I know the kind of convention that they put on, and the convention and the RV Expo. This is always for the members of that association. This is always one of their big shows of the year, because the RV manufacturers, respecting the quality of the audience, bring some great motorhomes to the show. So what do you expect to see when you get down there, and who will you be covering?
Yeah, so that's a great point, Bob. And we are bringing the best of the best. All right. So Campers Inn RV, in association with Tiffin, Winnebago, and Renegade, are going to be bringing tons and tons of great heavy metal to that show to make sure that people have something beautiful to walk through and maybe even consider when they are looking for another RV.
Yeah, it's a buying show. A lot of the people who attend down there come into the show with one motorhome and leave the show with a different. The show gets over, they back them up side by side, they swap everything into the new coach, and they're off doing that. Now, prior to this, Bernie, have always been one of the most successful RV matchmakers at Campers Inn RV.
Thanks, Bob.
One of the largest family-owned dealerships in the country. I go way back with them. They started in Acton, Mass. How many dealerships do you have, and which one were you working at, or what you're still working at?
Right. Yeah, so we're 36 stores now, and I know Jeff and Ben are always on the hunt for another great family-owned business that we can kind of reach our arms around and make them part of our family. When they do acquire other dealerships, they're always looking for businesses that run theirs like ours, right? Something that you have accountability, and you're there for the customer, and the way it's designed, the service centers and whatever, all associated with making sure that we have a great experience for our customers and their families while they're out camping. I was directly and still working at Campers Inn of Merrimack, New Hampshire, which is one of our largest volume dealers in the country, and very proud to have done so, and had the opportunity to work directly with Jeff early in my career, Jeff Hirsch, and some of the greats that came out of that store, like Dale DuBois and Mark Hamill and Joe Patrici, just
know
some
them well.
greats.
Know them all. You bring up a good point, Bernie. A lot of companies grow by acquisition, and they just want to get another target on the wall, and they want the revenue and they want the profit, but they don't think holistically about, does this dealership fit the corporate culture of Campers Inn? And I think the thing that has made Campers Inn so successful on their acquisitions, and most of those people stay with the company, because there's been a very good due diligence about making sure that the people they're acquiring have the same kind of feelings and culture. And it's an important part of the success of Campers Inn. They look at the people in the dealership and can they then help and grow the company? Because they're all going in the same direction. They all look at customers the same way. What do you hope to accomplish with the brand ambassador role? It's a very important role. You know, it's a great timing for them with 36 dealerships. But what do you hope to bring to the marketplace, Bernie?
Well, I'm glad you asked. That's a really important question, or else I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have a goal in mind, you know. But it's about making sure that all of our stakeholders at Campers Inn, whether it be, you know, the team members, our different departments, the manufacturers, the component providers, the service providers, all of us are one big happy family in that we're working together to be there for our customers and making sure that the message is crystal clear throughout, and making sure we have these relationships that get reinforced by someone like me that can go out and talk to these folks and make them, let them know that they're part of a bigger thing.
Well, you know, people will be attending the conference, the convention, March 12th to 15th at the Georgia State Fairgrounds in Perry, Georgia. That means they'll be coming down from the northeast, they'll be coming up from the southeast, and they'll be coming east across the country. But
maybe even from overseas, right?
there'll be some foreign international visitors, that's for sure. But one of the things, the growth plan for Campers Inn was to get the travel. They started in Acton, Mass. They had several dealerships in New Hampshire, and Jeff wanted to build Jeff and Ben were very selective about having a host of dealerships all the way from New Hampshire to Florida and pretty much around that 95 corridor. Now they've stretched out South Dakota, North Dakota, you know, Arizona, but they wanted to be on that north-south corridor so that no matter where a Campers Inn customer was, if they needed service, they can get it from a Campers Inn location, right?
That's right. We have a lot of snowbirds. We have a lot of people that love to travel south in the winter. And the way we're set up now with 4 stores in Florida, 3 in Georgia, 3 in South Carolina, 3 in North Carolina, Virginia, we're building another store in Virginia, Pennsylvania, Connecticut. We're really covering that. Now, I'm glad you mentioned the North Dakota stores, but I don't know if you realize or not, but we have Ohio, Illinois, Wisconsin, Montana is coming online pretty soon. So we have a lot of dealerships across the top of the country. And then, you know, we're working on filling in the gaps on the bottom too. But, you know, we take our time. We're not in any big rush. We make sure, you know, Jeff and Ben make sure they find the right kind of dealership that's going to work with our kind of culture and our family values.
Yep, and they do it right. You're right. They take their time and they do it right. So our guest this morning has been Uncle Bernie Culledon, the new brand ambassador for Campers Inn RV. And Bernie, thank you very much for making that national announcement here on the Camper Report Show. You've worked really hard at Campers Inn to earn this type of position, and you are, in fact, the Uncle Bernie. You want people running around the country saying, "I want to go meet Uncle Bernie." So all you fans who are heading down to Perry, Georgia,
that's right.
You'll be on the lookout because you're going to see Uncle Bernie probably in the Tiffin display, but running around doing some video interviews with the staff of FRVA.
And yeah, so if you see me down there, please don't hesitate to stop and say hello. I'd love to meet up with you. And if you're exciting and interesting, I'll probably take a video. But you can find me most of the week at that Tiffin booth. And I think that's from areas 415 through 22. So I'll be in that area all week. And so come by and say hi. I'd really love to meet you.
So Bernie, if I decide to drive up from Florida, you're going to do an interview with me too?
Absolutely. You're my favorite, Bob. I'll put some sound effects in there for you.
All right. Bernie, thanks very much for joining us today. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.